As you may already know, Poland has purchased 3 A-26 submarines from Saab, with the first of these slated to be delivered in 2030. Part of this deal sees Sweden providing a quote-unquote gap-filler submarine for the Polish Navy to train on, and so it was confirmed which exact submarine that'll be, the HMS Södermanland. On June 2nd, it was confirmed that Poland will lease Södermanland from the Swedish Navy as a bridge to its future Saab A-26 fleet. We had reported on this decision in a December 2025 video, noting that the gap-filler vessel was to be an A-17 Södermanland class sub. At that time, however, it was unknown which exact vessel would be transferred. 2 A-17s were under Swedish care, and so the question was whether it would be HMS Södermanland or HMS Östergötland. HMS Södermanland is the vessel that has been somewhat recently modernized and relaunched, while the other, Östergötland, was mothballed back in 2021. It made the most sense for Södermanland to head to Poland, but it wasn't confirmed until now. Things were made even more confusing at the time amid reports that Sweden wanted to retain a fleet of 4 operational submarines. With the lease of HMS Södermanland to Poland, the Nordic nation will only have its 3 subs, all from the A-19 Jutland class, operating. This will be the case until the new A-26s arrive. The result is a notable downgrade in underwater capabilities, but only for a few years. And so it's clear that Sweden made the sacrifice to secure Poland as its first non-Swedish A-26 customer. It's a move that makes a lot of sense. As Army Recognition explains, this lease will help Poland to prevent a, quote, dangerous erosion of undersea warfare expertise while new submarines are still under construction. The Polish Navy will get an operational sub for training and force generation quite a few years before the first A-26 arrives and enters service, which we have to say is an extra smart move when you think about how major projects like this can be subject to delays. The rebuilt A-17 submarine features air-independent propulsion technology, modern submarine operating practices, and relevant combat system experience that is said to closely align with the capabilities of the A-26s Poland will be operating. And so Polish submarine personnel will begin formal training in Karlskrona, Sweden, in August 2026, while HMS Södermanland is expected to be transferred over to the Polish Navy in 2027. It's added that the submarine will remain available until the first Polish A-26 enters service. The introduction of the gap-filler sub comes at a time when the Polish Navy has just one operational sub of its own, ORP Orzel. The Soviet-era Project 877E Kilo class sub was commissioned during the 1980s and outlasted the 4 aging Kobun class submarines that had joined the Polish Navy in 2002 and 2003. As all of these vessels were retired by 2021. Acquired from Norway, the Kobun-class ships operated by Norway were built in the mid to late 1960s and thus were far past their prime, even after midlife upgrades. But removing the Kobun-class vessels also meant the removal of valuable instructor positions and maintenance opportunities that keep long-term submarine operation competence alive. As Army Recognition explains, submarine commanding officers, engineering officers, sonar operators, weapons specialists, and maintenance technicians typically require years of operational experience before reaching full proficiency. As for the history of the incoming Swedish sub, HMS Södermanland was commissioned on April 21, 1989, and was the 3rd submarine of the Västergötland class. The submarine underwent a heavy reconstruction effort between 2000 and 2004, where the pressure hull was cut and lengthened by approximately 12 meters, increasing overall length from roughly 48.5 meters to 60.5 meters. The vessel has a submerged displacement of approximately 1,500 tons, with the reconstruction effort introducing an air-independent propulsion, or AIP, system. The changes in the size and systems were significant enough for the ship to be reclassed. The submarine carries 6 533mm torpedo tubes and 3 400mm torpedo tubes, with the crew for this vessel typically ranging between 24 and 28 personnel. And so, to recap, Sweden is leasing a relatively newly refurbished and modernized submarine to Poland to help the nation prepare for the operation of the 3 A-26 vessels it has decided to purchase, the first of which is expected to arrive in 2030. The lease will allow for training while the new subs are being built, and this training will help to retain crew competence in a fairly specialized segment of naval operations, a field where competence, expertise, and experience is difficult to regain once lost. So, what do you think of this move? Let us know by leaving a comment.